तत्रैतस्मिन् अद्वैत विद्या प्रकरणे अभ्युदय साधनानि उपासनानि उच्यन्ते कैवल्य सन्निकृष्ट फलानि च अद्वैत ईशत्वीकृत ब्रह्म विषयाणि मनोमय प्राण शरीत्यादीनि कर्म समृद्धि फलानि च कर्मांग संबंधीनि रहस्य सामान्यात् मनोवृत्ति सामान्यात् च यथाद्वैत ज्ञानम मनोवृत्ति मात्रं तथा अन्यथा अन्यान्यपि उपासनानि मनोवृत्ति रूपाणि इत्यस्ति सामान्यम. Acharya Shankar says he is going to discuss now dividing all the meditations that have been discussed here into three major divisions. But actually in the last he says only two. Brahma Vishak, Abrahma Vishak. And now what is doing in the beginning says three you take. One which gives you only prosperity. Only prosperity. Abhyudaya means prosperity. Abhyudaya sadhanani upasana number one. Second is says Kaivalya Sannikrishta Phalani. Which are proximate Brahman, close to Brahman. Such things are taken. Aditya Mandala Purush. You do upasana on that. Which takes you to Uttarayan Marga to Brahman. Kramamukti Phalani. It is also called as Kramamukti Phalani. It will give you liberation step by step, slowly taking you through different lokas. The other is Sadhya Mukti. Immediate in this birth, in this body itself will get Mukti. That is called as Sadhya Mukti. One, because of the Upasana Bala, because of the strength of Upasana, you will be going to different lokas and reach the Brahma Loka, and Brahma will give you the last Upadesha, and with the Brahma or before also, you may attain Mukti. That is called as Krama Mukti. For that purpose also Upasanas are there. Those are called as Kaivalya Sannikrishta Upasana, the second number. And the third one is the Karmanga Ubadha Upasana. The Upasanas that related to the different divisions of the rites. While doing a rite, while doing a ritual, some mantras are chanted by Samavedis, Rigvedis or Yajurvedis. What you have to meditate on that mantra while that chanting is going on. The Yajamana who is sitting there, the Panditas are doing chanting. The Yajamana will be sitting and not yawning there. It is not his duty. What he has to do is, he has to meditate on those mantras, what has been told here in these Upanishads. When the Samgana is going on, which Sama is being gone, which mantra is being told by Rigvedi, which mantra is being told by the Yajurvedi. On that, what should I meditate? And what should the Ritiks themselves should meditate in it? Not only the Yajamana, the Ritik also have to meditate. The Pandits don't know who is the Devata of the mantra. Then what is the use? This is what is the Chakra and story. The Pandits are not knowing. He went and threatened them. If you do without this knowledge, your head will be cut off. This is how aap batao. You only teach us. That's how Vishwasthi Chakra got lot of dakshina. So, the knowledge of the deity in that mantra and how to meditate and what to be meditated in that, about that deity. Which are the aspects to be meditated. Because every deity has got many aspects. You see, any stotra, any deity, Sahasranama is there. Vishnu Sahasranama, Shiva Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, Durga Sahasranama, Ambika Sahasranama, all Sahasranama are there. Hanuman Sahasranama they have done now. Everything is there. All Upa deities and main deities, all deities have got Sahasranamas. So many aspects are being seen as a single deity. So which aspects should be meditated in during which time? Of the particular ritual. That has been told. That is called as Karmanga Avabadha Upasana. The meditations related to the parts or divisions of the rituals or the rites. That division, that rite may be of Samaveda or of Rigveda or of Yajurveda. That is, here comes Katamat Sama, Katama Rik. It starts from there itself. It takes mainly Rik and Sam, because without Rik, Samagana cannot take place. Based on the Rik, the Sama is added into it. The Sama is nothing but like the, as I told before, in a bhajan and raga. Only raga also you can sing while practicing and all. Only ragas people do sing, practice. There are concerts only on ragas also. And with bhajans also. Composing those ragas into a bhajan, you can sing. That is actual Samagana that takes place in the karma. A Samvedi knows only Samas, Rigvedi knows only Rika. But the Samvedi's speciality is he knows both the Rig and Sama when he is practicing before itself. Then whenever that mantra comes, immediately start to sing with the Sama. At that time, what we have to meditate on the Rig and the Sama. So this is a very thing, especially if you see somewhere the Somayaga happen, in which all the 25, 18 Ritiks and other substitutes, Yajman, Patni, everybody will be there. 25 people will be there, main Pandits. You can see the whole activity of a Vedic karma, how it takes place, and which stage, what is being done, and what has to be meditated there. If you know this, and then see that, you will very much enjoy it. So this is what is doing three types of upasanas. Once I will read. Tasmin netasmin Advaita Vidya Prakarana Yadyapi. Anyway, what we have decided is, we are starting the non-duals of knowledge. But he says, in this Advaita Vidya Prakarana, in this Advaita Vidya, the non-dual knowledge context also, in this context also, I am going to discuss about Abhyudaya Sadhanani Upasanani Uchyante. Number one is Abhyudaya Sadhanani, all those meditations which will lead you and give you the worldly prosperities. That means material benefits. Number two, in the same context, what we are going to discuss, Kaivalya Sannikrishta Phalani, which is going to take you proximately towards the Advaita Brahman. It ensures the proximity of Brahman, not directly. Kramamukha, proximity it is called as. Why? Because it is related to Advaita Ishad Vikrita Brahma. Slightly modified Brahma, it is not the pure absolute Brahman. Ishad Vikrita means slightly modified. You are seeing certain aspects in gunas, qualities. Prana Sharira, Bharupa, Aditya, you say. Prana Sharira, Bharupa. What are these? Are qualities. Once it is a qualitative Brahman, there is a naturally modified. It cannot be the absolute. The absolute Brahman has no qualities. Nirguna. And when it comes Saguna, when it is accepting certain qualities in it, certain aspects in it, it is actually slightly modified. In Kaivalya Sannikrishta Upasanas, what we meditate is, we meditate on the slightly modified Saguna Brahma only. That is why it says, Advaitat Ishad Vikrita Brahma Vishayani. Ishad Vikrita Brahma Vishayani eva. For example, Manomaya, Prana Sharira, Bharupa, Ityadini. And now comes the third one after this. Karma Samriddhi Phalani cha Karmanga Sambandhini. Those meditations which are to be done when the karma is happening on the different parts of the karma or divisions of the karma. What is the result of it? It will enhance the fruits of the karma itself. If it says, if you are doing a yagya for Swarga, and in that yagya, if you are sitting and meditating on that yagya, the Yajamana and the Pandits who are going to attain the Swarga, the fruit in Swarga will be enhanced. If they do without meditation, maybe they will be there 50 years only. If they do with meditation, they will be 100 years. This is called an enhancement of the fruits. Time may increase, qualitatively, quantitatively, both you will enjoy the fruits of that karma more and more, depending upon the meditation done. So without meditation, you will get the general fruit of the karma. What is the minimum specified? If you do once yajna, that means you will be in Swarga for 10 years. If it is specified, so that is the minimum thing that is going to get without meditation. But now if you do the meditation, how much you are doing and how much divisions you have done all of them or a few, it depends again on that. So it depends upon the quantity of meditation that you have done, the enhancement increases and increases and increases. So which loka you are going, that also depends on these meditations. In Uttarayana Marga, you may be stopped in any loka depending upon the karma and meditation which you have done. And Dakshinayana Marga fellow will never go. Because he has not done the upasana. He has done only karma. A person who does only karma goes through the path of males. But a person who does with these meditations goes to the path of gods. So, why you are bringing these upasanas here? You told after that karma, persons who are wishing for liberation, I am giving this Upanishads. We are going to be starting this Upanishad. Because who are the adhikaris, the persons entitled for this Upanishads are those who are not entitled for the karma. This has been a very clear division. Those who have got ajnana, ignorance and all other such defects are enjoined for the karma. For them only Vedas has enjoined karma. It's very clear. And this knowledge which we are going to start, you said, and you are starting what? Upasanas. Why? Why not directly the Advaita Jnana? He said there is a lot of similarity between Advaita Jnana and Upasana. What is that? Rahasya Samanyat, Manovritti Samanyat cha. Two things are similar. Number one, he says, meditations are mystical. And similarly, the Advaita knowledge is also mystical. Rahasya. Rahasya Samanyat. It is mystic. Number one. Number two, Manovritti Samanyacha. Advaita knowledge is also in the beginning a mental modification. Similarly, meditation is also mental modification. Then the Akshepa comes in. What is the difference? Then what is the difference between Advaita Jnana and meditation? Kastari Advaita Jnanasya Upasananancha Vishesha. Immediately the question is risen here by the Purupakshi. Then what is the difference between them? I am going. Immediately it will come up. The question will be risen by the Purupakshi. Now first he says the similarities he is explaining now. Acharya Shanti. He told the similarity, putting the question. But the similarity has to be clear now further. Yatha Advaita Jnanam Manovritti Matram Tatha Anyani Api Upasanani Manovritti Rupani Iti Asti Samanyam. He gave two reasons, two similarities, and explaining the second similarity only. The first similarity is what? It is mystical. It cannot be explained at all. Any mystical thing cannot be explained. Therefore, he is not explaining that similarity. The second similarity is Manuvritti Samanya. It is mental modification. It is similarity. That is explaining. Atha Advaita Jnanam Manovritti Matram. When we are studying these Upanishads, listening from a guru, and reflection, mananam, and nidhyasam, the meditation, the last. Actually, nidhyasana is not meditation. There is a lot of difference between nidhyasana and these ordinary meditations. But let us use at present for nidhyasana also, meditation word. In the present context. So that is similarity what is there in all these things, Shravana, Marana, Nidhyasana, and these Upasana. The similarity is both are mental modifications. Even though both are medical modifications, still there is difference also. That is what is put in the question now. Kastari Advaita Jnanasya Upasananancha Visheshaha. Then what is the difference between this Advaita knowledge, the non-dual knowledge, and the meditation that you are going to speak about, related to karma and non-related to karma also? And those which are not related to karma, those will be studied well now, discussed. What is the difference between these two? He says, understand first Advaita knowledge. Advaita knowledge, what it does, the non-dual knowledge, it destroys your ignorance also. But does the upasanas do? What we have told just now about upasana, it will enhance the karma fruits, or you will take to karma mukti, or will give you prosperity. It is not killing your ignorance. So the difference. Depending upon the fruits, there is difference. Number one, depending upon the object of meditation. Subject and object division is there. Where? In upasanas. And subject of division is not there in Advaita knowledge. How? He is explaining. You say, Uchyate. The answer is being given. Swabhavikasya Atmani Akriya Dhyaropitasya Kartradi Karakriya Phala Bheda Vijnanasya Nivartakam Advaita Vijnanam. The Advaita Vijnanam, the non-dual knowledge, what it's going to do? It is going to destroy, demolish completely what? All this that is possessed in you. due to ignorance. What all? Swabhavikas. It's a natural tendency in all. What? I am the karta, I am the agent, I am the doer. I am going to enjoy these things. I am the enjoyer of the fruits of my own actions. So swabhavikasya. And where we have superimposed this kartritvam and bhoktritvam? Atmani akriya adhyaropitasya. In the actionless Atma, in the actionless Brahman, there is no action there. Karmani akarmayah pashyet, akarmani cha karmayah Gita. What is happening is karma. Where it is happening? In the body. In this physical body, we are doing karma. In this mental body, we are doing karma. But where we are accepting it? I am doing in Atma. In the actionless, we are superimposing action. And what you are saying, in this actionful body, there is no action. Karmani, akarma, akarmani cha karma. They were just to do the opposite. Where you are seeing karma actually, in that place there is no karma. See akarma there. The natural tendency is in Atma. We are seeing karma. Therefore, what we have to see there? Akarma. And where we are seeing akarma in this body, there you see karma. Karmani akarma yaha pasya. That is what here is telling. Atmani akriye adhyaropitasya. Adhyaropita means superimposed. In the actionless Atman, we are superimposing. What all is swabhavika natural? Karta adi. Kartradi karaka. I am the agent, I am the instrument. These are the instruments which I am going to use. These are the mediums, the methods, all this which we are using. It's called adi. Karakas. Kriya, the action. Phala, the fruits. All these dvaita, duality, bheda, vijnanasya. Vijnana is with dual cognition. We don't have the non-dual cognition of our own self, but we have always in a natural way, we are living with dual cognition. This natural dual cognition, which is inherited due to ignorance from unknown time, will be destroyed within fraction of a second when you will experience the Advaita knowledge. But the upasanas are not like that. First, he gives the example. How? Rajvado eva sarpadhyaro prakshanyānasya rajvadi sarupanisya prakasha nimitta. Rajvado eva. Just like a rope. Ado means similarly many examples. One, you take the rope. In that you are superimposing the snake due to slight darkness. Not total darkness. In total darkness, no bhranti. In this slight darkness, little light is there. In that condition only this thing takes place. That's why we say little knowledge is dangerous. The little light creates always a lot of fuss. So little knowledge always creates a lot of fuss. So with little knowledge you should keep quiet until you don't experience it, don't go through it properly. The depth of it, keep quiet. Just go on listening. That's why it's a Shravanam. Don't try to apply in the beginning. Listen properly. All the Upanishads. Once you've understood properly the Vedanta, then you put a reflection. Maranam. After that starts the practical part. But what we do is, we listen one or two lines of Vedanta, immediately apply in the practical life. And everything will become disgusting. The whole thing becomes a misery for oneself and others also. So when we have to apply, when we have to go into practical Vedanta, that has to be known very well, properly. There are different stages. This is the present stage, Shravana stage. Do it properly. Only Shravana. Tat chintanam, tat kathanam, tad anyonya prabodhanam, tadaika parattam. That is Brahma Abhyasa. That is next in Marana stage. When listening, don't Think of giving Upadesha Vedanta to anybody. It's called Upadesh Dhyana Paropadesha. Bahu Kushalattere. All are experts in giving Upadesha to others. Giving Upadesha to others. Giving advices to others. Preaching and teaching to others. Before giving Upadesha, first understand it 100% properly. Not only with confidence understanding, thorough understanding. The understanding should be with establishment. Understanding with confidence is different from understanding with establishment. Do you know the difference? You are not able to realize. You see, for example, I tell one sentence. This is a black house. I told. You understood. And the total confidence Swamiji is telling, therefore it is 100% black house. It's just a bare knowledge in your brain without experience. There is no experience in it. It's a bare knowledge, verbal knowledge. But once you go and see the house there, it is black. Then what happens? The sentence gets flashed, you experience it, that is establishment with understanding. Understand the difference now? Similarly is here now. What you are listening is a bare verbal knowledge without an establishment, but you have a confidence. What Swami is explaining about every sentence, he is explaining it properly to me without any change in it. This confidence will itself lead you to experience and establishment. This is why it is called Shraddhavan Labate Jnanam Tatparah Sanyatendriyaha. With confidence, you should have a proper understanding. Then only you will have to experience it. When you experience, you will be established with understanding. That leads to mukti. So here he is telling, Rajvado viva sarpadhyadhyaropa lakshana jnanasya. Snake and other things that we are superimposing on the rope due to the slight darkness. What will they happen? That knowledge, that cognition, that perception. What is going to happen to that? Rajvadi Swarupa Nishayat Prakasha Nimittaha Nivritti. You have to take over. Due to the proper light that is focused on that particular place where you are seeing the snake. Now due to the proper light, illumination, what is going to happen? You will see the rope. And once you experience the rope, this is called as establishment of the understanding that this is a rope. Finally decided, Nishchaya, Rajvadi Swarupa Nishchaya. That decision is taken place. What will that do? That remove all the superimposed snakes and knowledge. Similarly, this Advaita Jnanam. Prakasha Nimitta Yatha here. There also Shastra Nimitta, Upanishad Nimitta, Tanto Upanishadam, Brahma Veda. Tanto Upanishadam Purusham Veda is a mantra. So only through the Upanishads we can know that. So there it is external Prakasha, and here is the Shastra Prakasha, Upanishad Prakasha, which will help us to experience the self Prakasha. Our own Prakasha, which is at present with a veil of ignorance, the little darkness light. Therefore, we are superimposing on our own self all this kartritva, bhoktartva, I am the agent, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, I am using these instruments and the methods to attain this and this and that. But now about the upasanam. Upasanam tu yata shastra samarpitam kinchit alambana upadaya tasmin samana chittavrata santana karanam tad vilakshana pratya anantaritam iti vishesha. Here you have got an alamban, an object. There is no object. You got the Shastras, just having total confidence on it, faith in the scripture. You just experience it. The Shastra, Prakasha, the Shastra light, the Upanishadic light will enlighten you. But here, In upasana, in the meditations, it's not like that. Yatha Shastra Samarpitam, as prescribed by the scriptures. As Samarpitam, not Samarthitam. Samarpitam is the right word. Samarpitam it should be. If it is Samarthitam, it is wrong. Yatha Shastra Samarpitam, as prescribed by the scriptures. Kinchit Alambana Upadaya, accepting or relating the mind to a certain object, to some object. All your mind modifications are not going to the self. Here, self is not an object at all. You are yourself, it is. Therefore, subject is yourself, the object there. But here, what it is? The subject is different to the subject. There is another object outside. And in that object also, you are looking into those aspects and you are meditating those aspects and qualities as prescribed by the scriptures. Tasmin samana chitta vritti santana karanam. Even in that object, for a few seconds you will not meditate. You should go on continuously. Samana, similar, chitta vritti, mental modifications, santana, continuous flow. Santana karanam, continuous flow of one single aspect related to one single object, and that as prescribed by the scripture is called as upasana, the meditation. Further he says, when you are flowing, when the continuous flow goes on of one aspect, never try to push in between some other thing, some other aspect. Tad vilakshana pratya anantaritam, undisturbed, uninterrupted by any other foreign idea, any other idea related to the same object also, but you can't relate it when you have taken one aspect. You can't bring in another aspect in between. One aspect you take, continuous flow of that aspect on one single subject as prescribed by the scriptures we do, that is called as upasana. If you bring in again something else, it is not upasana again. It is wasting time. Bringing different aspects. So take one aspect, meditate on it, finish. Until that is not possible, you can take 2 minutes one aspect, again 2 minutes another aspect. Do it, it does not matter. For Antarkanda Shuddhi, when that is acceptable, that is here also, this is many aspects. Whichever is plausible by your mind, feasible for mind, whichever is easily acceptable by your mind and easily be able to meditate on that particular object. Take that in the first, and then come into the order of the scriptures. That is, Yathabhimadhyana is the object is changing. We are not changing the object. We are just asking you to change the aspect of the object, the quality of the object on which you are meditating. That can be changed. If you change the object itself, the whole meditation is changed. The whole thing is being you are changed. The upasana is itself changed. You can't do that in one upasana. Because the fruit of one upasana and the other upasana is different. In Brahma Sutra it is decided which aspects of which upasanas can be correlated and which not. That's called as Guna Samuchaya. Upasamhara, Gunopasamhara. For example, Prana Upasanas. In Chandogya there is Prana Upasana, Brihadaranyaka there is Prana Upasana. Is it not? So in different Upanishads there are Prana Upasanas. In Prashna Upanishad also related to Prana only discussions going on. So which aspects of the Prana can be, of which Upanishads can be taken together and meditated and which not. That has been decided by Brahma Sutras. Similarly, Aditya Upasana, Mano Brahmet Upasana, Mano Prana Upasana, different upasanas are there which have to be correlated, which can be correlated together, and we can take them in an order and take all the aspects step by step and look into it, meditate on it. That has been decided by Brahma Sutras. But they never say that you mix up the upasanas itself. No, you can't do that. You can bring some aspect from there and put it to this Upanishad. This Shaka also can take that aspects and do on the same prana. But there it's all on Hiranyagarbha, here on prana, and don't mix both. The object is different. Though you might be seeing the words are same. The words may be same. The aspects counted Maybe by the same words we are telling for prana, the same words by for Hiranyagarbha also. But the objects are totally different. You can't repeat. No, you can't. That's been decided by Brahma Sutra. Where you have to do uha. You can't do uha as you like. What here he told? Yatha Shastra Samarpitam. We can't do it according to our uha puha. What is your mentality and intellect power? Always what is told just now? Swabhavikasya. You know only to do wrong. Always wrong superimposition. This is the habit of mind. Therefore, don't depend on your mind to do any uha. Don't depend on your intellect. Depend on Shastra. What Shankara is saying, do that. Finish. If you think on your own, you will add some masala and the whole thing will be gone. Finish. Jaimini also is depending on Shastra. He is not doing on his own. He has got certain pramana for that. On that pramana he is doing. And we misinterpret pramanas also. This is what's happening. You hear something and you interpret on that something else. You told like that means this also. सत्यानाश कर देते हो सेंटेंस को. Simply be simple hearted, be humble. Directly what is going to listen that direct meaning you take. Finish. Why there Lakshana and Gauni Lakshana and Dusa Lakshana? You are doing Ajat Lakshana somewhere Jahal Lakshana you are doing and taking some other meaning as you like and blaming anybody. It's not right. So here in the very beginning of the Upasana Lakshana, what is telling Shastra? Bhashakara says, Yatha Shastra Samarpitam. There is no liberty of any type for you to do anything there. No freedom. You can't do anything in your own. You have to follow what the Shastras will be told. And if there is any doubt in the Shastra, read Brahma Sutras. There the decision has been given. Just follow that. Once we apply our brain, means finish, we are destroying ourselves. We are not destroying the Shastras. Nobody can destroy Shastras. But we will be destroying ourselves. We are leading ourselves to Andhera Niyamana Yatha Anda. It has been told. Andhera Niyamana Yatha Anda. Just a blind man is leading many blind people. Where they will go? They will go into a ditch. This is going to happen. So our mind is Andha. Don't follow that. Follow the Shastra. Make the mind accept the meaning as told by Shankara of the Shastras. That's it. The mind does not accept, force it to accept. No, what you are saying is wrong, what Shankara is saying is right. In the beginning, it will not accept also. In many places I have seen. How it can be? How Shankara is saying like that? It's not possible. Many people say, अरे साफ दिख रहा है जगत सत्य है और एक कहते जगत मिथ्या है क्या बात है. So in the beginning is the habit. That's why I told Swabhavikasya. When he spoke of the Atma Jnana, what he says? He starts Swabhavikasya. And he speaks of Upasana, he starts Yatha Shastra Samarpitam. Every word of Shankara, you have to go deep into it properly. Otherwise you will not be able to catch the proper meaning of the whole sentence. You will be misguided. So, what is Upasana? Yatha Shastra Samarpitam. Number 1, Visheshan. Number 2, Kinchit Alamanam Upade Kriyate. Number 3, Tasmin Samani Chittavriti Santana Karanam. Number 4, Tad Vilakshana Pratyantaritam. Pratyaya Anantaritam. These are the 4 major points for Upasana. Never precede before, never cross over the Shastra. Never violate the scriptures. First thing. Do as prescribed by the Shastra. Number 2, he said, whatever the Shastra is telling, take only that object for your meditation. Don't select of your own. Don't do your own kalpana, uha puha there. What the Upanishads are telling, take that as object. Any one. Select one. Kinchit alambanam. You see, kinchit. Ekvachana is there. Not kanichit alambanam. Don't take many alambanas together. Kinchit alamanam upadhaya. Tasminneva. He relating to the same object. Don't mix up anything else here and there. Tasminneva samana vritti santana karanam. The similar modification should be continuous flow with tad vilakshana pratyanantritam. just opposite, some other aspect related to the same deity also it may be, don't mix it up. Don't let any foreign idea modifications to go in between your modifications. This is upasana. See the difference very clear now in Advaita knowledge and upasana. Advaita knowledge is going to remove all your swabhavika swabhavas. And upasana is reading in this way done, mental modification gives you certain fruits. The difference in fruits is there, difference in object and subject is there, the way it is being done is also different. Not only that. तानि एतानि उपासानि सत्व शुद्धिकरत्वेन वस्तु तत्व अवभासकत्वाद अद्वैत ज्ञानोपकारकाणि आलंबन विषयत्वाद सुसाध्यानि चेति पूर्व उपन्यस्यन्ते।